Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my dear grade 5 students, and welcome back to another video in our final revision series for today. Alright, this video is very important because in this video I'm going to wrap up all what we had in Unit 7 uh, concerning grammar and vocabulary. Alright, so I want you all ears, please pay attention, and inshallah I'll try to make things easy for you. Right? So let's start. That is our Discovery Island 5 final revision on Unit 7. Alright, let's start with the first activity, which is vocabulary. You're familiar with this activity. Actually, you have 5 words here and 5 pictures. And what you have to do is to write the correct word under each picture. Alright? Write each word under the correct picture. I give you 1 minute to have a quick look on that and figure out the answer and coming back to you. Alright guys, coming back to you. I think that's so easy for you, familiar with these words. So let's see the first one. What can you see in the first picture? Easy, that is a fish. It's a colorful fish. It has white and orange colors, and this fish is very famous for all kids because you're familiar with this fish in that famous cartoon, you remember Nemo. But the scientific name for this fish is clownfish. Excellent. Clownfish. So the first one is a clownfish. Alright. What is this one? Actually, this is one of the reptiles and you can see it in the desert. Alright. What is it? Excellent. Lizard. Lizard. The third animal here is one of the most beautiful animals ever in the world. Alright. And it has very expensive fur. That's why it's hunted a lot. It's in danger of extinction. All right. So what is it? It's one of the wild animals. All of us saw it before in the. You have seen that animal in the zoo. So it's tiger. Tiger. Good. The fourth animal is one of the reptiles too. All right. It has scales all over its body, and its bite. Most of these species is deadful. All right. So it's a snake. Snake, yes. The fifth one is one of the animals that lives in cold areas. All right, it likes to live in ice. So what is it? It has a funny way of walking. Good job. All of you know that it's penguin. Penguin. So let's read the words again. Clownfish, clownfish. Number 2, lizard, lizard. 3, tiger, tiger. 4, snake, snake. Number 5 is a penguin. Good job, guys. Let's move to the next activity. All right. This activity is a grammatical one, and this activity we're gonna cover the another grammatical rule, which is the question tag. Which is the question tag. We talked before about the question tag and why do we use the question tag. First, what is the question tag? The question tag is the question that comes at the end of a sentence. The question that comes at the end of the sentence. Why we use that question tag? We use it for 2 reasons. Either the speaker wants you to agree on what they're saying. All right. So if I talk to you, I use this question tag to ask your opinion or ask you if you agree on my opinion or not. The second usage, or this we use it also to emphasize what we're talking about. To emphasize what we're talking about. All right. So how can we form the question tag, guys? You look at the verb. If you have if you have a helping verb like that, verb to be, am, is, are, was, where you switch it with the subject before it. You switch it with the subject. But if the subject is a noun like tigers, you have to use pronoun. Use subject pronoun. So in this case, we're gonna substitute tigers with they. All right. Also, if the verb is in affirmative form, you have to use the negative form. Like are should be aren't. Are should be aren't. Here, are helping verb should be aren't. And if the verb is in the negative form. If it was, for example, aren't, we have to use are, all right? So it's vice versa. All right, let's start with number one. Tigers are endangered animal. Tigers are endangered animal. Here, the correct answer here is aren't they? Good job. Aren't they? Here, what we did is we use the negative form of are, all right, which is aren't, and we switch it with the subject, but we used pronoun to replace the subject, which is they. All right, so aren't they? Aren't they? All right, let's see number two. You went to nature reserve yesterday. You went to nature reserve yesterday. Here we don't have helping verb, but the main verb here is went, and went is in the past simple form, is in the past simple tense form. All right. If the verb is in the past, if the verb is past simple tense, we use did or didn't. So if it's an affirmative form, we use like that. We have to use didn't. But if you have already didn't in the sentence, you have to use did. All right. So we know that, to be clear. You went to the nature reserve yesterday, so the answer should be didn't you, do you, did you. Here we have went, so we have to use the negative form of the past, which is didn't you, and then we switch it with the subject, which is you. All right, good job. So the answer here is didn't you. Easy. Number three, rhinos don't eat meat. Rhinos don't eat meat. Here the verb is in the negative form of the present simple tense don't. So instead of don't, do not, we have to raise not, all right, and use only do, use the affirmative form. So the answer here should be do, are they, do they, don't they. And as I told you, you cannot use a noun or use a subject in the noun form, but you have to use a subject pronoun. So if you have noun like rhinos, you replace it with a subject pronoun. Because it's plural, we use they. So the answer here is do they, right? Number four, this cheetah is beautiful. This cheetah is beautiful, all right? So here the verb is verb to be, which is the main verb here, but it's in the affirmative form. You have to use not to be isn't, and then replace it or switch with the subject, which is cheetah. But we cannot use a noun, so we replace the subject here, the noun, with a pronoun, all right, which is it, because it's an animal. All right, this cheetah isn't beautiful. So the answer here, aren't they, isn't it, is it. We have to use the negative form, so the correct answer is isn't it. All right, isn't it. All right, good job. Let's see number five, the last one here. He isn't at the zoo today. Here, the question tag is going to be in the affirmative form because we have the negative form of the present simple tense, which is isn't here. All right, so you have to cancel or erase not and use only is and switch it with the subject pronoun. So the correct answer here would be wasn't he, isn't he, is he. Surely it's is he. Good job, guys. You guys are doing great. All right, let's move to the next activity, guys. All right. Here, this activity is so easy. As you see, you have um, two columns here. The column on the left side has nouns or some names, all right, some words, and on the right side you have full sentence, but this sentence is missing one word. All right, so you have to choose from the left column to fill in the gaps in the sentence to make a meaningful sentence. All right, so I want you to have a quick look on that, and I'll come back to you. All right, guys, coming back to you. In this activity, use the nouns in column A on the left side to complete. Here, complete should have E before the T, sorry for that. All right, to complete the sentences in column B. All right, number one, close. Let me read the words from 1 to 6 first. Close, close. Number two, fair, fair. 3, wings, wings. 4, fins, fins. 5, pose, pose. Number 6 is beak, beak. All right. So guys, let's read number one. Number A, a bird's mouth is called its. A bird's mouth is called its. Easy, so easy. Beak, excellent, good job. Number two, fair, fair. All right. In order, let's see the sentence. In order to fly, a bird moves its. It's fair. No. It's closed. No. But the birds, when the birds fly, they have to move their wings. Excellent, wings. So it would be number 3. Number 3, the thick coat of hair on an animal is called its. The thick coat of hair on an animal is called its. Like the tiger has fur, the bear has fur. All right, so it's called its fur. All right, fur is the coat or thick coat on the animal's body. Good job, easy. Number D, letter D. An animal's foot is called paws. Excellent, paws. All right. E. Some animals have sharp nails, which are called. Some animals have sharp nails, which are called, like the hawk or falcon or tiger or lion. Yes, excellent. Claws, claws. So claws mean the animal's nail, long nails. The last one, F. Fish are able to balance and move in water with their. How can fish move or fly in water or let's see swim in water in a balanced way? They use their fins. Fins. All fish has fins. Excellent. Good job. So guys, let's move to the next activity. All right. Here we have a reading text. And as we know, before reading, you have to have a quick look at the question, all right? And then you start skimming the passage or read it fast. You don't have to understand every single word, but firstly you have to get the whole idea. And then if you want to answer the question, you have to scan it. You have to look for more details, specific details. And I give you advice, whenever you find dates or names, you have to put that in mind. All right? Important events, you have to put that in mind. All right? So here, when we read, while reading, we will put the dates, all right, or names in our minds. All right? So because we're running out of time, we're gonna read right away, but that is my advice to you before reading. I hope you read the question first. All right? Which we would see next. Let's read, and I hope you follow up with me. One of the most famous kings in history is King Abdulaziz bin Abdurrahman Al Saud. He was born in 1875 and became the first king and founder of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in 1932. He first conquered his home city of Riyadh in 1902, then Najd in 1922. Later in 1925, he conquered Hijaz. In 1932, he became the king of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He died in 1953 at the age of 78. You can read it 2 times or 3 times as you want, all right? So let's move to the questions. And here in the questions, we have 2 types of questions. The first one, number A, read the text again, then circle true or T or F, which means false, all right? So you have to take true, circle true or false. Number 1. King Abdulaziz was one of the most famous kings in history. Is it true or false? Surely it's true. So the answer here is T, which means true. Number 2. King Abdulaziz was born in 1850. Is that correct? No, it's false. It's false. Alright, go back to the reading passage and you'll find the answer. Number 3. King Abdulaziz died in 1835. Is that true? No, it's false. All right. The second part of the question, which is B, answer the following questions. We have 2 essay questions. Number 1, when did King Abdulaziz first conquer or invade his home city in Riyadh? Excellent. He first conquered his home city in Riyadh in 1902. In 1902, you can write full answer like that, or you just can write short answer. So you can just say in 1902. In 1902. All right. See, the dates are very important. When did King Abdulaziz become the king of KSA? When did King Abdulaziz become the king of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? You can write full answer like that. He became the king of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia or KSA in should be one in 1932, or you can just say in 1932. Good job, guys. All right. Let's see the coming question. Choose the correct answer. And in this activity, which is a grammatical one, we're going to revise the comparison and superlative. And we said if you have a short adjective or one syllabic adjective or monosyllabic adjective. When you compare between two things, you compare between two things or two people or two animals, for example, you have to add er to the adjective and then you put than. All right, if necessary, you use than. All right. So, for example, if you compare between Abdullah and Ali, for example, Abdullah is tall, Ali is tall, but Abdullah is taller. So you say Abdullah is taller than Ali. Abdullah is taller than Ali. All right. Here we added er to tall, and then we added than. Or we can say Ali is tall, Abdullah is tall, but Abdullah is taller. All right. We have another sentence here. How heavy, heavier, heaviest. This is not a comparison, but it's a question. All right. So when we ask with how, we can use the adjective. All right. Just the base word, the base adjective here. How heavy, how heavy. All right. Is the seal. But if you want to make a comparison, you can say which is heavier, the seal or the elephant. Which is heavier, which is heavier, which is heavier, the seal or the elephant. That's a comparison because you mentioned two animals, but this is a question here. You just mentioned one animal. How heavy? You want to know how heavy is the seal. All right, so the answer here is how. So after how, we use an adjective, the base word. All right, which is heavy. All right. This is the example I just mentioned to you with the seal and elephant. This is another example, same example. Is the seal heavy, heavier, heaviest than the penguin? As you see here, you have than. That mean we use than with the comparison between two things or two animals or two people. Right here, you compare between the seal and the penguin. So the answer here is the seal heavier? Is the seal heavier than the penguin? And the word heavy, the adjective heavy, has y, so if the adjective ends in y, we use ier instead of y. So we erase y and add I and then er. So heavier, heavier. All right. Number three, which is that? All right. Let me tell you about this sentence. We talked about comparison between two things or two people or two animals, whatever. But you have another type you use with the adjective, which is superlatives. In superlative, you compare more than two things or two people, two animals. All right. So which is that? You use that, and then you add est to the adjective. And if the adjective like heavy has y, you put I instead of the y, and then you add est. All right. We don't use than here. So which is the heaviest sea animal? Which is the heaviest sea animal? All right. So the answer here is the heaviest. Another example. Who is the tallest man in the world? Who is the tallest man in the world? Who is the eldest of the family? Who is the eldest boy of the family, and so on. So with the superlative, we compare more than two people or two things. So we use est. How? That is just a question. It's not comparison. So we use the base adjective. All right. How fast, faster, fastest? Surely the answer is how fast. How fast is the cheetah? How fast is the cheetah? But if we use the which, we can say which is faster, the cheetah or the tiger? Which is fastest? Which is faster? Which is faster, the cheetah or the tiger? Here we compare between the cheetah and the tiger, so we have to add er. But here we just in this question we're asking about a piece of information about the cheetah, so we say how fast. We use the base adjective without adding er or est. All right. The last one is the cheetah. Here we compare between the cheetah and the tiger. As you see, is the cheetah fast, faster, fastest than the tiger? And you see, then we said we use then with a comparison. And here is the short adjective or one syllabic adjective. So we have to add er. So the answer here, guys, is the cheetah faster than the tiger? Is the cheetah faster than the tiger? You guys are great. All right. And here another question: unscramble and write the animal body parts. We know that animals have body parts like human, but the names are different. All right, they have different parts. All right, so you have the unscramble or rearrange the letters of the word to find or to make a meaningful word. All right? So think. I'll give you 2 minutes to think and then come back to you. All right, guys, coming back to you, and I'm sure you did them all correctly. So let's start with the first one. We have ICWAS. If you try to rearrange these letters or unscramble the letters in the word, you can make a meaningful word. Try to think of a body, of animal's body, all right, or a bird's body. Good. The first one is clothes. Excellent. Clothes. All right. The second one, feathers. Excellent. Feathers. All birds have feathers. Hmm. Number three. Number three. The cat has. Ah. The cat has a tail. All right. Or the dog wagged his tail. The dog wagged his tail or moved his tail. Number four. That is the thing like two hairs as a moustache of an animal on top of the mouth, under the nose. What is it? Good. Whiskers. Whiskers, like one or two hairs for animal, like a mouse, like a mustache. Yes, it's whiskers. Whiskers. Huh. That thing, they're round, round, and you can find that on the body of the fish or snakes or any reptiles. Excellent. That's scales. Scales. All right. It's round layers on the body of reptiles or fish. Excellent. So let's read the word that we made. Clothes. Number one, clothes. Number two, feathers. Three, tail. Four, whiskers. Five, scales. All right. All right, that was all for today. Please wait me in the next video and the last video in our revision series. It would be on Unit 8. Thanks for watching. I hope I made things easy for you. I'll be waiting for your comments. Please stay safe, and if you need to ask me about anything, I'll be waiting for your message. I'll be there all the time for you. Thank you so much. Till we meet again. Bye bye.